10, but he did change lanes before getting to the start-finish line. Race control will be taking a look at that as spearing off to the left at the exit of turn 5 into the tires under the bridge is Alan Metney, the number 99, the pole sitter in the Pro-Am class. And for
hairpin at turn 7.
Jordan Wallace, another one of our Pro-Am cars.
Oh my goodness. And
oh,
that
and he
car's now
high-centered.
He's beached that car. Now there's damage to the right front of that in Pro-Am.
Speaking of picking up where you left off, James Sofronis running 2 races last year. They happen to be the 2 that corresponded with Rennsport, and he won both of them.
Now, was Sofronis just giving a little push there to Alan Metney? It was close, but there was a big touch, I think, for the 23 car when that went around.
Yes.
He has continued at the top 4.
That is Kenton King in the number 74 MDK Porsche.
Just waits as he comes back on so he doesn't ruin anybody else's race. He's at turn 7
for this season because that's what he's raced on in Sprint Challenge.
He was being a bit ambitious there as we go to a full course yellow. Did he jump or was he pushed? I suspect this is a bump-related incident. But it's a bump-related incident from behind.
Blue and
Jake
black car.
2 offs in recent times. It was turn 1 and then turn 6. Oh, he got help at turn 6. And I'm afraid bottom of the splitter. And it's absolutely essential to how the car runs.
Ooh.
It was rear first for Hartog, maybe just with 2 to go. He'll get the white flag next time around.
And Efren Castro off the track once again does not have the downforce levels that he would be expecting.
The car is completely unbalanced with that little piece. Oh, is there something on the track? Because there's another car gone off there. That is the number 91, the red, white. Brilliant stuff. Now, on the last lap, a couple of spins for that number 65. It already had some damage. And I suspect that after the contact at turn 17 was dropping oil. Might have spun on his own oil, actually. It's not unusual for Porsches to do that. My goodness, that was a scary moment as the second car came in.
Board the number 30 from IMSA Motorsport, but you've got to let these hand-cooked tires get up to temperature, up to pressure, and a problem there man, that is a big hit, driver's left, and you can see a tire stuck on the rear wing of the number 10 as he has, looks like perhaps Graham Doyle had some contact, was moved to the outside, and 2 other cars. I don't know if this is a separate incident, but another incident.
2 brothers in this race. See if we can take a look what happened. By the way, Danny Formal did get himself back up in the second position.
There's the problem.
Yeah, Graham Doyle just ran a bit wide on the exit there. Just his second season of racing there for Graham Doyle.
And a problem now for the 25 turned around in another section of the racetrack. And wow, you put a curse on it, Jeremy. You talked about
leader Kiko Porto. 1 minute 4.8 last, 2 minutes 4.8, excuse me, last time around, and the gap between first and second just over a second. There's a spin there. Oops. Somebody else thinks that's a good idea. I'll do the same. That's coming out of turn 15. 16. The corner there of turn 16. Let's have a look. See. Whoa.
And we talk about traction control, Jeremy.
Yeah.
It looks like perhaps just not on a high enough setting, but it's still, you can't fix physics. And then Rao comes in there. I think he sees the slower car, the 98, over the bumps. And right now, I think IMSA's done a good job with that. But a problem for the number 12. That is turn 17. He's made contact.
A long time making his return this weekend with One Motorsports. Let's have a look. See, he just carries a bit too much speed into the corner, gets onto the dirty part of the racetrack and spins it around. Yesterday's incident was in turn 1. That One Motorsport team got that car repaired again, and I spoke to Tony this morning. He was somewhat chastened by that spin yesterday, and you know, his confidence certainly took a beating after that. Unfortunately, this
160-mile-an-hour Lamborghini, and a problem for the 66 off. Not exactly sure where that is because shot kind of tight, but gets it turned around and then back underway. And
yeah, I think he just lost it under braking. Okay, he's looking to go inside another car. There's a contact between the 2.
Yep.
Yes, that's 22 is Courtney Crone driving that
on this racetrack right now. Good cars underneath those 2 drivers. A problem for a car over in turn 15 and the 23
with 4th position in the class.
And it's a very similar problem to what we've seen with other cars. It looks like turn in is okay, and
farther
perhaps
back down the field. That's the 02 car of Mark Brummond for Auto Technic Racing. He's running in the 23rd position overall.
Above 4 seconds. It's just hovering around for the moment. Oh, and then Nate Pachura, is that Pachura? Alex Pachura?
That was
up?
Alex Pachura getting stuffed
where
into
it's
the
just
tires.
perfect when you're having a shower in the morning.
All right, Goldilocks. Spin for the number 32. That's Christian Hudenland. Goes around and meet the stars that you are seeing on TV and get a very, very cool poster. 430 at the Mazda Series Transporter. But now there's been a change because it's an MMR 1-2. Weston Workman not getting the help he was depending on from his teammate as off the track goes Gresham Wagner, defending series champion from 2020. Damage to Woody Hyman's car. The bumper is starting to come off on the right-hand side as Peter Atwater is now trying to spin back around.
With MX-5. So there was multiple car contact at turn 17 last time around, including Woody.
Who was that who ran smack into him, though? Was it Nate Cicero? Got airborne, actually. I think it.
Squadra Corsa 63.
Good stuff, Dylan. Thanks so much. And this is a reminder of what Dylan was referring to. Check this out. Oh, and the contact with the tire wall not too bad. Strike Racing 04 machine. Big spin, and Colin Brown behind the wheel. What happened here, Cal?
Oh, just surprised Calvin wasn't. He just got deep into the brakes behind a GTD. I think that might have been the 44 and got crossed.
Have a look at the back of this shot. There's the spin by Dennis Anderson.
Yeah, turn 5, the carousel over there, just lost it on the brakes. Sort of looked a bit like the moment we saw.
Oh, big crash. It's one of the Porsche Penske's.
Is that on the exit turn? Take a look and see how it develops. Just wide. Buckle up here. Oh! Ooh, big contact on the left front. That's concrete right there. There are no tires. This will be a great view. Big commitment through turn 1. It's blind through there. Massive entry speed.
That could have tubbed it as well.
Some people call it has improved dramatically over the years. It's the 59. It's Michelin, I believe.
It is Michelin aboard the number 59 Mustang. Didn't get a great shot of the other car involved because I was watching the 59. Top of the shot.
Whoa, it was deep. Sparta, I believe, in the 92 car makes a deep move and basically gives.
A place where it's easier to get back in the groove when an incident happens, or it's a little bit more challenging.
Because for the driver, they're trying to look through the apex. Drama down here. This is a team that came off a second-place finish at the opening round of this championship as Bryce Ward behind. There's definitely a rye here.
Is that the
Peterson down on the inside. There's a bit of a clumsy move there. You can hear the hit. Certainly damaged. I believe his teammate who was on board when that incident happened, but further drama here. This is the number 6 car.
No, we don't have a better look, but they were certainly close together when
and that
we
left
get
rear
the
is
shot.
down, and ultimately 2 corners later, Taylor's right front was down. So let's take another look at it. Still can't quite see it. We talked about that concrete wall on the inside.
4 minutes to go. In the beginning, the knock on the Alpha was it wasn't very sturdy, and that was
late.
Yeah.
That was late. Just you could tell it didn't look good. Yeah, gets a run, and it's just a little bit late. I mean, he wasn't fully established, and I don't think Jeff expected him to force the issue. I mean,
Weeks ago, so not able to take part this weekend.
Here's a look at what happens to the 48. Man, that spin is late in the corner and then loops it back around to the inside. Does manage to get on the brakes pretty hard. Interesting to watch those hand-cooked tires lock. There's another
so
look
that's
at it.
what put it to the back of the class. I think he was still classified 6th or 7th overall, but it cost him an extra couple of positions. So he got the opportunity to stay with this team, and Ryan Norman, who finished second runner-up in the championship last season, has joined Danny Formal for what should be
and get some semblance of where we think everybody's going to end up. The 57 with a blind for the competitors on the racetrack. Now a problem for the 98.
Sam Shee, he just made his pit stop. Just come out of the tires, of course, lose a fair bit of temperature during the pit stops. Does he get any help here? No,
I think he just gets in there, Jeremy.
He's the helper, isn't he? By the way, in the Pro-Am class, Jerome Blekemolen in car number 54 has just snuck. Oops, there's a spin there for can you go one position better? He hoped so, but I don't think so with that spin.
Nico Rieger above the number, around the number 21, that beautiful gold entry, surrounded by Lamborghinis as he's trying to work his way forward, and a problem for the 48 and a big problem for the 57. That's big damage to the back of that car. He's had help with that, and there is the other protagonist. In fact, take a look. Comes into your shot from the right side of the screen. That's the 48 going around on his own, so no big issue there. But here's what happens up here. I think that's a spin on your own. There's the 21. It's Nico Rieger, I think.
And the car is definitely sliding more than it was earlier on. So it's a handful out there, but Ernie Francis, he's used to driving high horsepower cars. Oh, it's synchronized spinning. Okay. I like it.
Yeah, the 98 goes around. The 57.
We've still got 2.5 minutes remaining, so it'll be white flag next time. That's a big slide.
There's the problem for
Xi.
Yeah. The problem for Xi there. He spins and goes around. Grote in the 57. Kind of synchronized spinning, as you said. And
tiny mistake through turn 1. When you run up there from the start, it is almost flat out. Now,
Sofronis. That's James Sofronis who's gone off, as has Angel Benitez, with some significant damage to the rear of his car. Also off is the 82. That's Madeline Stewart out of
dive through and take the position. Now, what happened further back? There'd already been contact early on.
Angel Benitez had rear contact as well, though, so I don't think he was the perpetrator necessarily. Madeline Stewart already, when she came into her camera shot there, had the damage. Now McCann needs to close in by about a second to guarantee that, and there is carnage out on the course. That is James Sofronis involved. I think that was Mark Kwame as well in the number 43. Yes, it turned 7 there as well.
That would make sense. They were roughly together.
Here we go. It's a moment looking down the inside. Yes, it was Richard Edge down the inside of Mark Kwame. They get spun around. James Sofronis goes off, trying to avoid the carnage. Actually,
Benitez was
Thompson in the number 12 Lexus. So Lexus 1-2 to start this in both classes as there's a big off the Ferrari, the 62.
Oh, how did he get missed by everyone? An incredible escape there on the run down to Christensen corner.
Davide, have a look center of your screen here. Watch that red 62. There is contact from one of the Ford Mustangs.
Hip check from the Mustang sent the 62 around.
That was Roggenfeller behind the wheel of that number 64 machine.
What a miracle that the 62 wasn't collected with any hard contact.
That's incredible. Right here as he comes back across the road. And you believe that. I think it's Joey Hand, evasive action there on the right-hand side of the road.
Watch and listen.
Yeah, the touch between the two McLarens. All the way down to the inside. He's just kind of carving through that inside apex there. Comes out and gets into the side of Regon. That turns him around. 80 car misses him. And then the two McLarens come together. On the brakes. Hunts to the outside. Then they're side by side at apex. Goldberg gives him just enough room. Jeff Bradman certainly had a ton of success here at Sebring, so maybe he can follow. Oh, a little lock up there. And he loses the tail.
Ben Keating. He had a magical save yesterday.
Prototype machine right in front of him. So he gets on the brakes there and he can't let it go, otherwise he's just going to get into the side of that Mustang.
Was the influencing factor, but Durrani is there with his fellow Cadillac racer. Big crash. Big crash. It is the 88. Perez Compank off track into the wall, damaged. Half of the back is hanging off it.
Oh, very similar to what we saw Mathieu Jaminet yesterday in qualifying. Just drops that rear wheel but doesn't catch it. Just basically creates a big oversteer moment all the way to the inside of the racetrack.
Set to loose.
Michael Dynam behind the wheel, and that's really aggressive there. Try to go around the outside of the Triazzi car. You kind of lose.
This is not the last time you're going to see an incident like this in turn 1, Dave. You see the 66 car, Catherine Legg behind the wheel, down to the inside, kind of looking down to the inside, and what happens there, it's such a long radius corner. There in the middle of the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Side by side, I think.
Those are the MDK Porsche. And they both go around.
They both go around, yeah.
Indeed. That wasn't light contact. Really going.
Yeah, but if you look at the timing, I mean, they had like the third fastest lap on the last lap as the number 80 Mercedes gets turned around there in turn 13, I believe. Yoluk
Side of the car, and now a problem for the 33.
suggesting that there was some help getting there. Here's the 62-year-old driver from Chestnut Hill. He did in fact lose it, and then rolled at about 45 miles an hour.
Win here. They won here in LMP3. Down on the inside, gets on the bumps, slides out, and I think he comes off the throttle. Josh Burton behind the wheel comes off the throttle because he's afraid he's going to get into the car that's beside him too aggressively, and when he comes off the throttle, around it goes.
Yeah, Nick Bull there behind the wheel of the 52. So the configuration of this racetrack is so different to Daytona, where it's a little bit more simple. You know, you bob and weave into a whole new level.
Uh-oh. Former leader in LMP2, the 99, AO Racing in the back. Look to the upper left of your screen. We may have the incident. There it is. He goes off, yeah. And one of the tire bundles is from the 64. Directly in front is the 99.
And all 5 of these lead prototypes about to come across this GTD. Chaos and confusion as the 47, the Cetilar Ferrari, goes off
the race where chaos broke out. Oh, there's a big screech down in Sunset Bend. Somebody spun. Just heard that on the trackside mics. It's Tower Motorsports, number 8. What happened to Michael Diner? Who's in 17?
Yeah, just acceleration coming out. Very bumpy there. We saw the cars leaping and bounding over those bumps.
Quite a vicious snap. I guess that's just on the power. Didn't really see the beginning of it. Durrani going to the outside of the Ferrari, and either Durrani comes across or the Ferrari moves over a bit, and just a huge impact into the tires, which launches Durrani up with a twist. Massive frontal impact.
So this is a left-hander coming up. So he's to the, you know, he's got a bit of road there to the left that he could use more of that and just give the Ferrari a bit more room. So
certainly
I'd lean it a little bit more in Pippo's hands in terms of avoiding that. But, you know,
Massive.
you're going to try and survive these moments all day long. You
Thank goodness for the tire bundles and the tire wall too, trying to rest and abate some of that speed.
see all the water buried in the tires from the rain showers.
8 in class in GTP at the Rolex 24 was not in BMW's.
Oh, that was big commitment. Lambo goes for a spin.
Where is Jaminet?
The recent theme is GTP cars going past GTD cars, and contact. That's what put Pippo Durrani upside down and out of this race. And then a close call for Maxime Martin.
Yeah, he just kind of sent it in there. Big commitment there by Martin. There's no real hesitancy on his part right now. He's kind of in setback. It's easy to second guess it. Obviously, there's 18 big spin exit of turn 1.
Second place in class, Connor Zilic.
Yeah, may have just lost the front end a little bit with that traffic up ahead, run a little bit wide, try to tug it back on the racetrack. That was so close for Colin Brown there.
So that's the third different variation of what we've seen exiting turn 1.
That is the exact same incident that Jaminet had in qualifying.
Dropping the device, and you can then tighten them on the way out. But you want them tight, and a problem down at 7. That's the 8 and the 74. Tower Motorsports with another problem. They've had multiple.
Going around a GTD car, the green Porsche, and oh wow, Burton just gets into the back of Dynan.
Well, and here's the problem, right? Yeah, I mean, when you're racing with people from on board the 77, take a look. Right now, horrible at betting, Dave. I'll lose every bet I ever make. $5 the 10.
Oh,
doesn't stay there.
Big crash for the 66. Again, they have had a rough weekend, and Catherine Legg behind the wheel there, out of turn 17. Looks like she's found the barrier.
And keep it underneath you. I have no idea if anybody was around her at the time. We'll try to get a look at that.
When this happened.
Oh, she got help. Oh, man. That was big. That was a big hit.
One of the Penske Porsches into the side of the 66. Couldn't see which one it was. And she found the barrier on the exit of turn 17.
Man, I don't know. I mean, you've got to coexist. That's been a word that's been used the entire time today. We've talked about it in multiple different ways, and all on the back straightaway, which is technically the beginning of turn 17 until effectively the green flag. So the 120 now with a problem into turn 17. Does it on his own or gets some help?
Ooh, I'd say.
Yeah.
Little party down there in the restart zone. And unfortunately, Jan Halen gets the worst of it.
Yeah, the Aston Martin, absolute rocket ship. But again, and a problem, one of the Porsches, I believe that is the 7 involved. No, it's the 6. That was the race leader. Macavicki. Tell you what, Catherine Legg may be thinking karma right now.
Well, it was the left side of the 6 car that got into the 66 car that sent her into the barrier.
And we still have 2 hours and 40 minutes to go. Dave, this is a standard sprint race for IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. A car is spun.
And it is
74.
Toby. Oh no, it's a 74 behind them. Josh Burton, he wanted a part of the action here in LMP2.
Move from Delatraz, did a brilliant job, and this is what happened to the 12 of Parker Thompson.
Did he get
Maybe
turned?
had some help from behind.
Yeah, sure did.
Maybe from a Corvette that was there. On board here.
This is heading into turn 5 right there. Argy Bargy just turns him. Crossover there with classes as well. We talked about that dynamic late in the go and how aggressive everyone will be. So it's a GTD Pro car.
Colin Brown. Sebastian Bourdais and Louis Delatraz, but now Bourdais becomes the chaser, and the Corvette is in the wall. Is this a late race caution with under 4 minutes to go?
It's going to have to be.
Turn 17 for the second to last time. Somebody's off. It's Andlauer, Julian Andlauer in the Mustang sampling car.